Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. For today, I drew some inspiration from some play that I did inspired by this Instagram account. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she does these beautiful little doodles and ink and watercolor circles, and you know how much I like that. So I did a kind of play with it in the watercolor paper, and then wanted to see how my ESV, Interleaved Bible, would handle the watercolor. On the watercolor paper, the watercolor reacts obviously differently. This Bible paper is not made to handle water, so the water kind of pools and it just reacts differently, and it was just wonderful to figure it out and play with it to see what the effect would be. On the watercolor paper in the booklets that I've used it in, one is a moleskin and the other one is just a P&A brand of watercolor paper that I bought. And you could blend in the colors beautifully, drop it into the wet on wet technique, and it flowed and it was just pretty and beautiful. And then I could add the rose gold or copper color easily, and it actually looked like the ink effects that you would get if you dropped in alcohol ink with some gold, etc., etc. Not the same on watercolor paper, but nonetheless I had so much fun doing this. Most important, of course, obviously, is the word, and so I did it on James 1 verse 2-4, and as you know, I love researching in the different translations, trying to get a translation that speaks to my heart and gives me a revelation of the verse in such a way that I can live it and not just hear it, which is what James is all about. And James speaks in the Passion Translation. It says, "My fellow believers, when it seems as though you're facing nothing but difficulties, see it as an invaluable opportunity to experience the greatest joy that you can." Let me tell you, it doesn't feel like joy. But this is what the Word of God says. It says further, "For you know that when your faith is tested, it stirs up power within you to endure all things." It creates character and builds you up and gives you an arsenal of weapons to fight these tough times with, and joy being the biggest one of them. And then it says further, "And then as your endurance grows even stronger, it will release perfection into every part of your being." Listen to this. "Until there is nothing missing and nothing lacking." Yes, please. That's what I need. Perfect peace. Nothing missing, nothing broken. This is where I kind of just drop in the rose gold. Like I said, reacts very differently and it doesn't move and blend into the little circles like I wanted it to. But nonetheless, I love the little bit of sparkle and love how it turned out. And I'm learning as I go how to do little kind of like bouquet arrangements. And you'll see me fiddling, figuring out if I need to do it with a paintbrush or with a pen. In the end, this page didn't turn out how I planned it. I wanted it to look like one of those pages in the watercolor booklets, but with wanting to write down this verse, and the more I read, the more I wanted to write down. I spaced it out on a piece of paper before just to make sure that I would fit everything in and what size I needed to write. But the word is just more valuable than any drawing in this Bible. So I was just going to add little see-through, and that's why I decided on the paint stems and not pen stems or ink stems, so that I could still read what it says. And I'm just going in with a very light wash of green for some leaves, some details. And then I'm going to be doing spiral roses. Super easy. It's like the cheat of all roses. You have never seen anything like this. It's a rosebud in a little spiral with a circle. It's pretty much, that's it. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that as soon as this is dry. Not complete without splatters, of course, so adding some bronze or rose gold splatters to this. I did want to add some other details, but first let's start. So literally just drawing a spiral and then outlining the circle of the rose. Spiral for the bud top, the top little leaves that come together, and then doing a circle around the big bud. So start small spiral, go bigger spiral, and then outline the circle. Again, small circle, spiral, outline the big circle, small spiral, until it comes bigger, so that your top of it looks like the top of the bud of the rose, and the bottom is the actual leaves coming together. So you can do these little doodles with all kinds of things. I've recently seen my good friend Robin from Calligraphy Joburg doing watercolor and doodle art classes on Zoom. Check that out. I will link that down below. And she does those with, I think her name is Elaine. I will confirm that, and obviously you can check in her Zoom classes. Things have changed so much with Zoom and every other thing. So yeah, just adding some more leaves, brush strokes, practicing, have fun. In all of whatever you're doing, have fun. Make sure that you are enjoying the word, that it challenges you, and that you learn a new technique. Go over on Instagram and search watercolors or search ink flowers or doodles, and you'll see a lot of inspiration. There's really so much that we can learn out there. And if I, an accountant, can learn it, I promise you anybody else can. There's like 10% talent and 90% practice watching everyone do it. Adding a little bit of a gold border with a gold gel pen. I added my stamped date with a big brush black, inking up my stamp, and that literally is that for this page. Thoroughly enjoyed it, needed this time in the word, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.